Whoa! Thank you. And we even have people up on the snowbank. Whoa! Well, let me thank all of you for coming out. Let me thank Senator Nina Turner. And I want you all to know that Senator Turner has not just been active here in Iowa. She's been all over this country rallying working people to stand up for justice. So Senator Turner, thanks so much for all that you do. Tomorrow begins the 2020 election in what amounts to the most consequential election, at least in the modern history of America, but maybe in the history of our entire country. And what's at stake is whether we will continue an administration where we have a president who lies all of the time, whether we continue an administration which has a record of corruption, whether we continue an administration with a president who is a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, and on top of that, he's a religious bigot as well. That, no matter what your politics may be, and I know that not everybody in Iowa agrees with everything that I stand for, but no matter what your politics may be, I think we all understand that that is not the kind of person who should remain in the White House. So what tomorrow night is about is the understanding that we need a government that stands for justice, not greed. A government that stands for compassion, not pathological lying. So our campaign is about two fundamental issues. Number one is the need to defeat Donald Trump, the most dangerous president in the modern history of this country. But our campaign is about more than just defeating Trump. Our campaign is about bringing fundamental reform to American society. It is a campaign which says that if you work in America and in Iowa 40 hours a week, you should not be living in poverty. I have been all over the state of Iowa, and I have talked to workers who are trying to make it on 10, 11 bucks an hour. You can't make it on 10 or 11 bucks an hour. We together will raise the minimum wage to a living wage at least $15 an hour. I've talked to women who are tired of making 80 cents on the dollar compared to men. Women want the whole damn dollar, equal pay for equal work. I have talked to workers who want to join unions so they can earn better wages and working conditions. Our administration will make it easier for workers to join unions. I have talked to young people who are sick and tired of leaving school $50,000 or $100,000 in debt. And what we have said throughout this campaign is if Trump and his friends can give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1% and large profitable corporations, such that a company like Amazon doesn't pay a nickel in federal income tax, if they can do that, we can cancel all student debt in America with a modest tax on Wall Street speculation. And what the people in Iowa and the people in America understand is that it is time for us to end the international embarrassment of America being the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people as a human right. Health care is a human right, not a privilege. We will pass a Medicare for all single-payer program. We will take on the greed and the corruption of the pharmaceutical industry, which charges our people, in some cases, 10 times more for the same exact medicine as they charge people in other countries. And what our administration understands, and what all of you understand, although the President of the United States does not understand it, is climate change is not a hoax. Climate change is an existential threat to Iowa, to Vermont, to America, and to the entire world. And what we believe is that the future of this planet, the future of our kids and future generations, is a lot more important than the short-term profits of the fossil fuel industry. So we are proud. We don't run away from it. We are proud to have introduced the most sweeping climate change proposal ever introduced by a candidate for President of the United States. And that proposal is based on the principles of the Green New Deal. We're going to create up to 20 million good-paying jobs as we move away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. And let me thank the people of Iowa. Iowa is one of the leaders in this country in wind energy. You're doing a great job. You got about a third of your electricity from wind. We're going to invest far more in wind and solar, geothermal. We're going to move aggressively to sustainable energy and create jobs when we do that. Our campaign will, in fact, address the obscenity of massive levels of income and wealth inequality today. We've got to put it on the table. We don't run away from it. It is morally and economically unacceptable that 3 people in America own more wealth than the bottom half of America. It is wrong that 49% of all new income goes to the top 1%. The future of this country is dependent upon what happens in November, and it all begins tomorrow night here in Iowa. And what our belief is that the only way you defeat Donald Trump in November is when we have the largest voter turnout in the history of the United States. And we believe that we are the campaign because of you. We are the campaign of excitement and of energy. And I want to tell you something that I am enormously proud of and grateful to all of you and people all over the state of Iowa. In the last month alone, in 1 month, our volunteers have knocked on 500,000 doors in a state of 3.5 million people. So we believe that we are in a position to win tomorrow night, in a position to defeat Trump, not just because of TV ads. We have TV ads, not radio ads. We have radio ads, not newspaper ads. What is more important is the grassroots activism that you guys are bringing forward. This is unique. Ain't no other campaign doing this, and it's not just happening. I want you all to know. It is not just happening here in Iowa. Today it is happening in New Hampshire. They're knocking on tens of thousands of doors. It is happening in California. So what this campaign in Iowa is about, and what it is about nationally, is voter turnout. It is reaching forth to our friends and neighbors who in many instances have given up on the political process. They're working 2 or 3 jobs and they're saying, does anybody care about me? They can't afford child care for their kids. They're 55, 60 years of age. They don't have a dime in the bank as they face retirement. They don't have any health care. And what we are saying to those people If you want to change this country, if we want to improve lives for working people, you must get involved in the political process. We cannot just allow big money interests to dominate what goes on. So let me conclude by saying what I have said before. Tomorrow night, we will know very early on how well we're going to do. If there is a low voter turnout, we're going to lose. If there is a high voter turnout, we're going to win. So our job, and I know you're doing that today, our job is to bring out our family, our friends, our co-workers, bring out everybody you know, and basically the message is that we cannot simply complain about the status quo. We can't complain about Trump. We can't complain about low wages. We can't complain about education. Can't complain about climate change or the high cost of prescription drugs. Now is the time to end the complaining. Now is the time for action. Action is tomorrow night. So let us go forward today, tomorrow, and create the largest voter turnout in the history of the Iowa caucus. And when we do that, we're going to win, and we win here. We have a path toward victory, and together we will defeat the most dangerous president in modern American history. Thank you all so much.